Hello everyone, thank you for checking out today's video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chris and we talk all about koi ponds and water gardens here and just about everything that goes along with it. I've got a ton of videos here for you from design, construction, pond filtration, aquatic plants, fish, maintenance, troubleshooting, tons of stuff here. Please take some time, take a look around. You can use the playlists here on the channel where I have all different categories broken down to help you find your videos a little bit easier. So hopefully you can find something that can help you out, answer some questions. And you know, some people have told me that my videos are like an online course. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully, you know, you can find something that'll interest you. And if you do, please hit that little thumbs up, you know, the like button. Subscribe to the channel. All your support really helps and it means a lot. So thank you very much for all that. I also have a website called pondscapesandmore.com where, you know, I have tons of pictures and videos on work I've done in the past. I have all different product sources there that, you know, I use, even stuff on wild birds. So some cool stuff. Today's video, we are talking about another water plant. So I have a bunch of videos here on this channel specifically about different water plants. Again, you can use the playlists to find, you know, a specific video you might be interested in. But today we're doing another video here on another water plant. It's called red water dock, or sometimes it's called red veined dock, or bloody sorrel. There's different names for it. Basically, this is a really cool plant. It's, I think, really gaining in popularity over the last few years because I've been seeing it more and more. This plant is originally native to Europe, southwestern Asia, and northern Africa. However, as I said, I've been seeing it more and more recently. It's spreading more into the United States and Canada. And it's basically, let me say this, it's an invasive plant. It can be a destructive plant. But in your gardens, it's becoming very popular. And if controlled, it can be a really nice addition. Not only in herb gardens and landscape beds, but in your pond as well. So this plant basically is really known for its foliage. It has these long, elongated leaves with, we're going to call them red bloody veins through them, all right? It's a striking plant. It's very unique. It definitely adds a little character and interest in your pond, around your pond. Now, as I'm saying, you know, that people use these in your herb gardens or in a landscape, yes. However, they do require a lot of water. They have to be in damp, wet soil, okay? So just keep that in mind if you're looking to plant it, you know, in a landscape bed or in a flower pot and it doesn't get much water, it will kind of wilt and die off quickly. So make sure it's always in a wet or damp condition. This plant now, as I said, it's a really cool, striking plant. It looks great amongst the rocks and stuff in your pond. It's a compact plant. It'll only stay, you know, it grows maybe about a foot tall. Sometimes if it's a really well-established plant in a really happy environment with a lot of nutrients, it can get a little bit bigger than that. So I'd say anywhere between a foot and a half. But it is a compact and relatively maintenance-free plant. Now, I'm saying maintenance-free because it doesn't really require anything special, fertilizers or anything to grow. All right, it's really easy to grow. There are a couple pests with it that we need to be aware of that can damage the plant. One is snails and slugs. It just happens to be like a favorite for snails and slugs. They eat away at the leaves. The other thing is it could develop rust, which is like a fungal infection, as well as black spot. But ideally, I mean, most of the time, it's really not an issue. The only times that I've heard of, rust or black spot really becoming a problem is when there's a lot of plants tightly condensed, into each other, that it could get affected. Otherwise, just having one of these or two of these around in your pond, I really haven't heard much problem with them. They are, like I said, a really cool looking plant. Now, the plant itself is edible. Okay, the leaves are edible. They are often used in salads. As I said, people have grown them in their herb gardens. However, they do contain oxalic acid, which is toxic if you consume it at high levels. Okay, like if you eat like 10 pounds of this stuff, you can feel sick. All right. But oxalic acid is also something that is used or is found in things like broccoli and spinach and rhubarb chard, things like that kind of gives that vegetable a bitter taste. Okay, same thing. All right, so it's considered to be toxic. Okay, but only if you consume it at really, really ridiculous levels. Otherwise, it's very common, and people have used it in the salads. Now, I did read that if you want to use it in a salad, to use only the smaller, younger leaves, as the larger leaves can get quite bitter. I don't know. I've never tried it. I would assume it probably adds a lot of interest and color and texture into your salad. It looks like a very cool leaf. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the ponds. Now, your fish, could eat it as well. Larger koi do tend to like to rip apart plants. And get into plants, especially when they're laying their eggs. So do be aware of that. It is a marginal plant, which means you're going to want to keep it potted or planted in a shallow area of your pond. You're not going to want to put it, a foot underwater. It's just maybe cover the top of the pot with, an inch of water or so, just so that the fish can't get up into the pot to uproot it and dig it up. And I say that with all kinds of plants. But what's you need to be aware of with this plant, however, is I said before that it is considered an invasive plant. Although it does grow in a very tight clump. It has a long taproot, and it is winter hardy in zones 5 to 8. So it's a very durable plant as far as the weather goes. But it grows in this clump, and it stays really nice and clumped. What happens is, during the summer, usually in months, July, August, it will put out a shoot of, I don't want to say a flower, but it is a flower. But it's not like an attractive, ornamental, decorative flower. It puts out a stalk with these, basically like a small green cluster flowers that in a short period of time start turning like to a bronzy, rusty, red, brownish kind of color. At that time, it's making the seeds, and it drops seeds. Those seeds will grow new plants quickly and easily, all right? So it's recommended that when this plant puts up its flower stalks, that they be cut off, okay? Otherwise, those seeds can drop and more plants will grow. So it's invasive in the fact that it reseeds itself easily. Now, each plant, if you go to the store and you buy a plant and put it in your pond, that plant will survive for up to 5 years. All right, and then they start to die off. So the plant itself has, I want to say, a shorter life cycle, okay? But in having a short life cycle, it wants to reproduce a lot, okay? So, you buy a plant, it may live for up to 5 years and then die off. So just know that. A lot of other plants will grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and never stop, right? But this plant wants to reseed itself. So especially if you plant this, in the border, the perimeter around your pond, you don't want it reseeding, because, you'll start with one plant and in a couple years you'll have 20 plants. All right. So that's where it can get a little bit out of control. So cut the flower stalks off before it reseeds itself. Other than that, really interesting plant. Definitely something that, like I said, is increasing in popularity, I think, in the last few years, because years ago I've never seen this before, and now it's popping up in many places. I see it at the pond store I go to, and I see a lot of clients around when I go to different houses. I see it once in a while. So very cool, very nice plant. All right, so I think I've given you a good background and information about this. I think we've touched on just about everything I wanted to touch on. Sunlight. Yeah, full sun, okay? It likes sun. It can grow in partial shade, but it does want more a sunny area if possible. And yeah, that should do it. All right, so yeah, thank you very much for watching. Again, I have a ton of videos here on the channel all about different plants. I've got everything from cattails, umbrella palms, irises, cannas, water lilies, lotuses, parrot's feather, water hyacinths, a ton of stuff, okay? Really cool things. So a lot of you have seemed to really like that. And find some good information about all the plants. Cardinal flower was a big one that I did. I really like that. I have that in my own yard for my hummingbirds. But definitely some cool stuff. So check it out, and hopefully that can help you with figuring out how you want to plant your pond or water garden up. Just keep in mind that larger koi can become very destructive to plants. So in my mind, a koi pond is a koi pond for koi, with not emphasis on plants, where a water garden is a pond that has a stronger emphasis on the plants and maybe smaller fish like goldfish and stuff like that. So I try in my own mind and my own designs and creations to have either a water garden type thing or a koi pond, okay? So kind of different things, and then we avoid problems in the middle. All right, I do have videos all about that as well. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time today. I hope it helped you out and you liked the video. If you did, please hit that little thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate your support. And hopefully we'll see you back soon with another video. So take care, have a great day, and enjoy your pond. Bye.